Hello Guardians, it is Ebontis here, and we are on Io in Giant Scar, and Zer has arrived in his little cave. So, we're gonna go check out his inventory. If you guys didn't catch the Last Word podcast this morning, we just recorded it, had Jarvinius. Jarv, if you guys seen YouTube, you've likely seen one of his videos recently. Awesome guy, over there from UK, across the pond. Definitely had a good time this morning, so I will get that video uploaded later. But for now, let's see what Tentacle has to offer. Alright, so don't forget to buy your exotic engram. Remember, it's going to give you a chance at a pretty high stat roll on a random piece of armor if you have everything. Otherwise, just a random exotic that you don't have yet. So if you're working on completing your collection, definitely a good place to start. If you have just about everything, it's a good way to get a random roll. Just buy it on whatever character you want that piece of armor to hopefully drop on. If I buy it on my Titan, I'm not likely to get a piece of Hunter armor. So let's check out his gear. First, we've got the weapon, and honestly, this is a weapon you should probably own if you don't. The Crimson Hand Cannon has a really cool perk to it. It's a 3-round burst, so it's a burst hand cannon alone. The Masterwork, or I would say the Catalyst, actually allows you to almost, I think, max out the range. It's crazy good. Really powerful in PvP, pretty good spot for range and feel. And then on top of that, you have Cruel Remedy. Heals with this weapon heal the wielder. Not sometimes, like Soros Regime, all the time. Precision kills also refill the magazine, which is probably what you're going to be going for with a hand cannon. So, precision kills refilling the magazine and healing the wielder anyway. It's really a solid gun. You've got heavy grip, accurized rounds, and small bore. Just a really solid hand cannon. Catalyst makes it even better. A very good thing in lots of places, and if you need to try and stay alive in maybe a tough spot, it's a good way to try and do that. So, one you should probably own, definitely experiment with if you haven't tried it before. For the hunters, we have the Dragon's Shadow. The perk is Wraith Metal Mail. Dodging reloads all weapons and increases both movement and weapon handling speeds for a brief period of time. So you'll reload all weapons when you dodge. All of them, not just the one you've got. You could potentially switch over because you've got better handling, so swap speed will be faster. To say maybe a grenade launcher, swap back, finish them up. And it's got 63 stats, pretty evenly balanced. Honestly, some of these new good stat rolls, I'm probably going to be buying them all just so I have a collection of things that all have a decent stat roll, because if it's at least in the 60s, I know I'm not completely sacrificing stats by wearing whatever exotic I'm choosing. So one of these reasons why these exotics are definitely going to be ones to consider, having a collection of exotics with good armor, because you never know when you're going to need one. But dodging, reloading all weapons, and movement speed, and handling for a brief period of time. I've seen people definitely love this one for PvP. A lot of plays can be made with the dodge, the reload, the handling, the switching. There's some really cool things that can be done by people who are probably a lot better than me in PvP, but it's definitely got potential, one I hear mentioned quite a bit. So if you don't have this one, for one, stats are great, and two, it's a fun one to use. So definitely get this one if you're missing it. All right, so for the Titans, we have the Mark 44 stand-asides. The perk here is seriously, watch out. Grants an overshield when you're sprinting at full health with Seismic Strike, Hammer Strike, or Shield Bash. So basically, it's all your shoulder charge options. Hits with these abilities recharge a portion of your melee energy. Now, it's not going to be quite as powerful as the Insurmountable Skull Fort, or if you get like the melee kills with those, you completely refill it. But this is more of a PvP exotic generally, because you're shielded while you're sprinting, so you can cover that ground and maybe not take the shot that's going to kill you. And you'll get some of the energy back so you can use it more frequently. So it is a fun one to use, and it's better than collections because this thing does have 63 stats. But as we do have random rolls from Zer, this is where the random comes into play. Strength is 2. This is a melee-based exotic, kind of all around your melee abilities, and the melee stat is strength, and you have a whole whopping 2. Now you could put a, strength mod on there and at least have 12 and not be completely terrible, but if you really wanted like an optimal roll on this one to take advantage of melee abilities, you'd want to see that intellect switched over with the strength. Then this would be a pretty cool roll. It's still going to be better than collections, which is probably some trash in like 48 or 50 or whatever it is. So it's still not bad, but this is doing not really any favors to your melee stat, and you would probably need to find a way to boost that melee stat somewhere else. So strength on another one, strength mods potentially, but this one, while the random roll is at least high in total, it's not leaning in the direction that's going to help this one out. So just something to keep in mind. But if all you have is collections for Mark 44 stand-asides, this is still going to be better because you'll have your super more frequently. Just saying. For the Titan, we've got Starfire Protocol, and this is going to have the perk Fusion Harness. Fusion grenades have an additional charge and recharge from empowered weapon damage. Fusion grenades grant Rift energy. So, let me try and break all this down. First off, you got 64 stats, recovery and discipline sitting fairly high. We're dealing with the grenades. All in all, the stat roll alone might make you consider this, but the way the perk works, fusion grenades have an additional charge. You have a bonus. That's pretty straightforward. And they recharge from empowered weapon damage. Fusion grenade kills grant Rift energy. So if you are empowered, a empowering Rift, not a healing Rift, you gotta have the damage one. But if you do damage with your empowered Rift, you're gonna get your fusion grenade back that much faster. So, and then if you throw the grenade, you get Rift energy back, and then you drop the Rift and you get grenade energy. You guys see where the cycle's going. So it's actually kind of a cool one if you enjoy fusion grenades on Warlocks. And, you know, the Healing Rift, while it is nice and viable things, if you want to have some fun and blow a bunch of stuff up, the Empowering Rift is a nice way to do a bit more damage. So, all in all, a pretty cool synergistic one that has a kind of a nice loop. The Fusion Grenade to the Rift, the Fusion Grenade to the Rift, and they kind of add to each other. Throw some empowered weapon damage in there, you're going to be having some fun. So, definitely, as a Warlock, check this one out. And the stat roll here with recovery, always a good thing to have high just to keep you up. And that's the Warlock stat. And discipline at 15 as well. Not like really crazy high, but still, you know, pretty decent as we're talking about grenade work here. So all in all, really good stat roll on this one. If you're a Warlock at all and you may consider using this ever, this is a pretty solid stat roll. So even if you've got one, see if your stats are better and you might buy another one. Well, that's basically it for Xur in his cave over here on IO. As I said, make sure you get the exotic engram every week. You may as well see if you get something good from it, because random rolls on anything are probably better than not if you have the shards. And also, as the Last Word podcast with Jarv, awesome YouTube creator. You guys have probably seen his videos recently. He has been exploding. Had an awesome one this morning. I will get that one uploaded and kind of posted as soon as I can. And of course, if you guys haven't found me before, but you enjoyed the video, drop a like below. Leave a comment if you got questions about an exotic or nice builds that you like with them. And if you haven't subbed to the channel yet, please hit that subscribe button and the alert bell. Looking forward to seeing you guys maybe in Twitch. I'll be playing some Last of Us. And then on Twitter, just catching up with everything I'm doing. So thank you all very much. You guys have been awesome. We are climbing towards 50K, not that far away. So hit that sub button and the alert bell. Keep my videos coming to you. And I'll see you soon. Have a good one. Enjoy your weekend.